Hi, I was thinking about going live and I haven't done that in a long time, so I decided not to. But I woke up thinking about Princess Catherine, and so I wanted to look at her chart again and what is coming up and why I'm thinking about her. This is her natal chart. No, it's not. That's her solar return. Sorry. Here's her natal chart. Um, And so we can see that she's Leo rising. I'm just going to go quickly through these things. So Leo rising, and because of her health concerns, I would look at the sixth house, which is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is here conjunct Pluto. Now Saturn is exalted, which gives it strength, but it's conjunct Pluto in her natal chart in the third house, with co-present with Mars. And so that would indicate Saturnian things would be her, could come up as illnesses, and that's like your bones and your structures, but it's your foundations, and could be skin as well. So just ideas: bones, skin, knees. These don't sound like abdominal issues, but that Pluto conjunct Saturn, who knows what that could do. So then if we look at the 12th harmonic, so this was for February, and the 12th harmonic is when you bring the sun to the same degree but the next sign over. So she has a Capricorn sun, and then we've gone, and because her birthday is January, we've gone to February when the sun gets to 19 degrees 12 minutes. And so we can see everything is above the horizon here, which means that she's very focused or preoccupied with what's happening outside of her realm. Like this would be the private realm, and then this is the public realm. And then we can see like how the influence is, if she's internally influenced or self-motivated, and then externally motivated by the hemispheres. And so it's pretty evenly distributed as to if she's more concerned from what she can do and what the public can do. She's just focused on what's happening outside of her abilities. She has no control. And you can see that just thinking about, she's locked up somewhere. Who knows to what degree she's locked up, right? And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just reading a chart, and I'm not a big royal follower. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it because here I am in Dallas, Texas, right? So, but she's obviously in the news, and beautiful woman, and just all of the stuff. So looking at this though, the chart is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury's over here in that conjunction to Pluto. So this is like just things are changing, right? Things are being exposed and being addressed. And there's also the moon is there with that conjunct Pluto in this chart. So if we want to look at her health, we're going to look at Scorpio, which is ruled by, well, modernly it's Pluto. I said in my last video that I follow modern rules, and I do not. I don't know why I said that. I follow traditional rulers. I think that just came out of my mouth wrong, which is not a surprise. So traditional rulers of Scorpio is Mars, which is right here as well. So this is kind of like a pileup here. And then serious health issues is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn's over here going into the 11th house. So this kind of feels like Saturn can be so if you think of the 8th house as death, and I don't necessarily mean physical death, okay? But the ruler of this house is Saturn, and it's going into the house of hopes and dreams. So this could be a death of her hopes and dreams, or this could, and there's this like Neptune here, which also adds to this house of hopes and dreams being kind of nebulous right now and unclear, like what's happening with my life. What are my hopes and dreams right now? What I thought was going to be this, role of being obviously married to the prince, obviously the next in line for the crown, but the idea that King Charles would be around for a long time and we could live in that next level down area. But now, I don't know. Does she want to be queen? I don't know. We could probably look at that somewhere in the chart too, but not. We would look at the natal chart for that. But right here also, queen, the sun at the top of the chart, royalty. So there is that idea, and there's a sense though of dashes to the hopes and dreams or limitations to what she was really hoping for. So Venus in the 8th house. So the idea people have been meandering about her possibly a hysterectomy. This would be, the death of the idea of any more children. That's what that could represent, or having her female parts removed could be part of that as well. And then there's just a lot here in the 9th house of foreign ideas or higher ideals, spirituality, and the idea of, maybe just what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of my life? So, and how is it impacted by everything that's going on outside of my own control? I mean, nothing's down here, right? So that's for February. Then if we go into March, then we go to March and we have everything is in the 12th house now. The 12th house of prisons and hospitals and confinement. Everything's there. Like literally, it goes from 10 degrees Aquarius to 7 degrees Aries. So that's like 50. That's 30, and then 20 is 50, and then 7 degrees in the 12th house. That's a lot of degrees in the 12th house. Everything is there. So if we look at her health house, the sun is there. If we look at the house of death or transformation or anxiety, that's Mars. He's in there. Everything's focused in there. Her home and her creative self-expression is the moon. That's in there. Her siblings, her neighbors, her communication, that's in there. Everything is in there. She is confined and limited to, we're all like this right now. Well, it's not all in the 12th house, but look at all those planets. Like, look at all these empty houses. Holy cow, is that a focus to look at, like in your own chart? And, just look at this period of time in March where everything is within a short number of degrees. But for Princess Catherine, on her March solar return, when we move the sun to the 1912, but the next sign over, we've gone from Capricorn to Aquarius, and now we're in Pisces. All of this is in her 12th house on her chart. And so this is very concerning for March. It's kind of like if we look at that, if I go back, is this it? Yeah. If we go here in February and see how focused she has been on being out of control and everything on the outside affecting her, and then and how that may have impacted her. And now all of a sudden she's shutting down and going into her retreat, pulling away. This is too much. This is too much. This Capricorn, if we want to look at the leadership, if we want to look possibly at the king, and that would be Saturn is in here too. So I don't know if this means that possibly, King Charles then decides to step away, regency or something, this is just, she's just having to buckle down at this point. Then if we look at her April 8th, which brings the sun to 19 degrees, 12 minutes of Aries, which we went from Capricorn to Aquarius to Pisces to Aries. This is the day of the eclipse. This is the moon eclipsing the sun. And because this is a Leo rising, her natal chart is Leo rising. Her sun is at 19 degrees of Capricorn. This eclipse is squaring her eclipse, her natal lunar eclipse. And we'll look at that here in a second. I just want to look at this chart just for a minute to see that. So she's represented by the sun, which is being eclipsed. And in the ninth house of this idea of ascension, right? Pretty strong. So if we look at her health, Pluto is sitting right there on her health house. So this is whatever it is that she has going on, it's big. If we want to look at the eighth house of death, transformation, anxiety, death in whatever form you want to think about it, look at this. Mars is conjunct Saturn, and it's ruled by Jupiter, which is here at the top of the chart, conjunct Uranus. So Saturn rules the health house, and it's right there conjunct Mars. Mars rules the end of the matter and this ninth house of the eclipse. So the themes here, I guess what I'm trying to say is her health issues, not only having Pluto there, are in the house of death. Whatever is happening in April is big for Catherine. So if we want to look at on her, like along her natal chart, and we'll just go straight to the eclipse because it's the same day. So we see all that in her ninth house, and then the difference in the eclipse in the cusp degrees brings Mars fully into the eighth house, Pluto fully into the sixth house, where she has Mercury and Venus conjunct, and so Pluto is approaching those. Still a little wide, I don't know, but that's certainly something going forward that she's going to have to deal with. The South Node has gone over her Saturn, which rules her house, her health house, and is now approaching Mars, which rules the end of the matter and that ninth house. This is a big change that's coming up for her. So I just wanted to look at that. Love to hear what you all think. Please comment below and let me know if you see something different, if you think, oh no, it's all fine, because it doesn't look fine to me. And so I would love to hear what you have to say. So thanks for watching this quick update on Princess Catherine, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.